Hey y'all, I'm going to talk about gas stations today, truck stops, convenience stores, any place that you're going to pump gas for your vehicle, because this is van life. And of course we have our vehicles. I'm Minivan Lee and I live in a minivan, and I have for 8.5 years. I got this series going on. Do you like it? Well, I made a playlist for you. I think it says something like newbies. I'll leave it at the end of this video. Watch it all the way through and give me a comment. Say, hey Lee, it really helps me. And subscribe and give me a thumbs up, okay? And if you share this with somebody, it really helps me out. Even if they're not going to be a nomad, just share this video. Always share my videos, okay? That's one way that I can get out there, because YouTube isn't doing it, okay? And I know some of you really like these videos. Well, this series is actually not only helping you, but it helps me too. It's reminding me of things I need to know. I started out with surefire plans for the winter and the summer. Then I talked about rest stops and highways. Oh my gosh. Today I'm going to talk about filling up our vehicle with fuel to keep us on the road. Now, a lot of us and a lot of you are thinking about starting van life. For whatever reason, you can't afford your rent anymore. You're tired of paying your mortgage, and then you're tired of mowing your lawn, and things are just getting difficult with money. So you feel, well, you know, a lot of us are out here, hundreds of thousands of us are nomads, and we're living the van life. And I'm doing it very well. I show you and I teach you how to do this in style. You don't have to do it with, you know, like hoarding stuff and carrying everything inside of your van. You can do it in style. And I show that for you. So let's get going with filling up your tank and the safety of it. Now, you think, well, what's up? I've heard, yeah, there's skimmers, or people are attacking people in gas stations. Well, I've been pumping gas for years. You know, I'm 60 now, 70. I've been doing it for 50 years. What's the big whoop, right? Well, it is routine. It's a routine behavior, filling up your tank. But I'm going to give you some guidelines to be careful with, because some of you are going to be out of your comfort zone. You're not going to be in your normal cities anymore. You're going to be traveling. And you're going to be using highway truck stops instead of, you know, the convenience stores, you know, that are close to your home. Okay. And I'm going to talk about the difference coming up psychologically of that. So this is going to have a lot of information, but I will tell you that sometimes routine breeds familiarity. Yeah. And what I thought was just a routine drive up to Flagstaff this spring. It was just routine, and I'm going the speed limit, and I was off to the right side. Well, and at the end of this series, I'm going to tell you what happened, because it still makes me feel grateful. It was a flashbulb moment that I will never, ever forget. It was a near-death experience. I was just routine. I was driving on the highway, doing what I was supposed to be doing. Back far enough from the car ahead of me, and I won't go on and on, but I almost was killed. And it shook me to the core. I still talk about it with some of my friends. And it made me realize that the only way that I survived this was angels around me, seriously. Because everything was there for me to either be in a wheelchair right now, laying somewhere in a coma, or dead. So don't think that just because it's routine, okay? Don't think that, oh, well, I don't have to listen to that. I fill up my tank all the time. Well, let's get going with this. Yeah, don't look at it. It's just routine. Okay. Truck stops on highways. I've got my notes. This is my teleprompter here. This will keep me on course. Okay, so truck stops on a highway. Most likely you're going to be using those if you're traveling and you're new. And if you are, and I'll talk about just in town getting gas. But a lot of us are going to be traveling. You know, the season's changing. We're coming to the end of our summer season, and we're going to be moving into our winter season. Yeah, and that's why it is cool out. That's why I'm up here in Flagstaff. It's nice and cool, and I enjoy it. I got my long sleeves on. Yeah, I think summer is kind of, for the most part, over here. Okay, so the pros, the difference of a highway, a truck stop, is they're brightly lit 24/7, and there's a lot of cameras around. There's a constant flow of people in and out of truck stops along the highways that you pull off to get your gas. And there are professional drivers who don't tolerate nonsense, okay? Yeah, you're not like in your little hometown, right? And staff usually are trained to deal with sketchy situations quickly. Now, here's the downside of using a truck stop along the highway. Because they're busy, they can attract panhandlers. Yeah, the more busy a station is, even in town, the more you're going to have panhandlers around. Scammers and people working the lot. Yeah, and a truck stop's pretty big. So you're going to have people that could be working it. You have to be aware. We're going to talk about this. Don't go anywhere. We're just talking about filling up with gas today. And believe me, I got more tomorrow on different areas of safety while you're traveling. Safety behaviors that you need to adapt to. Okay. And they're more crowded, so more eyes are on your rig, your vehicle. You still need to look up, lock up, and stay alert, okay? Now, the difference with in-town gas stations, in town, whether it's your hometown or maybe you pulled into, if you're on the byways and you want to pull into a gas station in an unfamiliar town, familiar or unfamiliar, they can be convenient. That's a great one, especially if you're stopping for groceries, food, and things like that. Sometimes they're cheaper gas than the big highway stops. I've not found that, but I did read on this. In many cases, I have found that depends on where you're at. But I have found in some cases that, let me just say, if I was going up to the Grand Canyon, if I looked on Gas Buddy, that sometimes the pilot going on 40 towards Williams was cheaper than in town. So sometimes that isn't the case. Okay, now the downside of in-town convenience stores. The lighting and cameras vary. Some are well lit and clean, while others are dark and blind. Yeah. Fewer people around late at night. Yeah, unless you're on the highway and you're traveling at night and you need to get gas, I never go to a gas station at night. You're more vulnerable. And local petty crime can be higher. Yeah. And especially in sketchy neighborhoods. So if you're traveling and you don't know, and you want to do some byways, or you just want to go into town, or maybe you're going to go into a Walmart or Cracker Barrel in town, there's a situation that could be for you if you're traveling across the country. So you don't want, I'd rather do Cracker Barrel or Walmart rather than a rest stop. So you're going to have to take an exit and go into a town. And you might need gas there. Yeah. So these are things you need to think about. Daytime, I recommend. Nighttime, stick to big highway truck stops. Yes. There you go. They're better lit, busier, and more monitored. Okay. Here we go. Let's get into some specifics. You've pulled into a truck stop or whatever. Pick a pump that's close to the door, the closest to the door where the cashier through the window can see you, okay? So you need to pick your pump wisely. Always choose a well-lit pump. Now we're getting into the specifics, okay? You want to have it close to the store entrance or at least within view of the cameras. Stay away from the dark corners if they're not lit. All those pumps. In truck stops, usually they have could be 8 or 9 of them in a row and one on each side. So pick one that's in the middle and it's well lit. Yeah. And even during the daytime, I really do suggest that. But there's going to be times where they're so busy, especially on a highway, they're so busy, you're lucky to get one. So make sure that there's enough people around if that's the case. Or you can pull into one in the middle and just wait behind a car until they finish. Yeah. So criminals love them shadows to hang out in there. Don't give them that advantage. Okay. You've looked around, you've pulled in, you picked a good one, it's lit. You can maybe see a camera. Look around and see if there's cameras around. Okay, so you're not out of your car yet. What I want you to do is look around. Don't just hop out so quickly. Scan what's going on. Is there somebody watching up by the door? They look like a panhandler and they're watching. You know, things like that. Look around. Once you do step out, lock your doors. Lock your door. So, most people forget this, but this is what's been going on, is that people can rush up while you're busy on your tank side, while you're busy, and they rush into your unlocked side, the side that you're not on, and grab whatever they can and run, okay? You gotta pay first, okay? Okay, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna pay? Did you know that doing a scan of, I have my card on my iPhone. It's called Apple Pay. So all I have to do is double press, and then hit the tap. Did you know that's one of the safest ways to do it? It's hard to skim your information off that. They can't do it. They'll probably find a way someday, but they're not doing it now. So you have to look, if you're not going to do that, if you're going to use a card, you got to look for the skimmers, because they can be there. Do you look for skimmers? I will say I don't. And so this was good information for me too. They're illegal devices that criminals attach to card readers on gas pumps and ATMs, right? To secretly capture your data stored in your card magnetic strip. Yeah, and sometimes your PIN too. The stolen data can be used to create counterfeit cards or make unauthorized charges. I have a really good bank. I have been with my bank for almost 30 years now, the same bank. And I'll tell you, they treat me like gold. They really do. So authorities are especially concerned. For instance, in Nevada, they recovered 18 skimmers, just 1,500 businesses, leading to nearly 1 million stolen from skimmers. That was in Nevada alone, okay? So how to spot a skimmer. Start by gently tugging on the card reader. You want to tug it. And if it moves or feels loose, that's the red flag, yeah. Compare it with neighboring pumps if you've got the time to do it. Make sure your doors are locked and you have everything secure on you. I did mention, and I will say again, that you need to have, yesterday was on gadgets, I really suggest that you have a fanny pack, or what I like are tactical packs. Go on Amazon, just type in tactical waist pack for your waist. They're hard to take off, and tactical packs have better clinks. They clip, they sort of clink when you put them together. Yeah, the connection that holds it in place, they're stronger. A fanny pack, you know, I do think that some of them aren't made as well, and somebody could rip it off of your waistline. So tactical pack, that you got your wallet, you got your keys, you got a lot of room in there, a tactical pack that you can actually carry all this stuff. And I showed you the alarm, the personal alarm. You can just pull it, or you can have pepper spray in there, or bear spray. Just be careful with the bear spray, because it is considered a weapon. Okay, look out for hidden pinhole cameras. I've never seen that. Or structures disguising cameras above the keyboard. You need to scan the whole pump that you put your information into. What are some better ways to pay? Let's talk about this, because there's pros and cons to each of them, right? So the tap to pay, or you know what? You can actually use your card to do it. But I have Apple Pay, so I can use my phone. I can leave my card in my fanny pack. I don't even have to get it out, which I hate to do, because you get it out, that makes you more vulnerable when there's people around. I don't want to get that out. I just want to tap. And I already have my phone with me, right? The tap to pay, it's contactless payment, and it's one of the safest options. Skimmers generally don't capture this data. Or you can pay inside, but there are cons to that too. You're leaving your car, even if it's locked up, you know? People can work pretty quickly, you know, to unlock your door if they have the equipment or whatever. And if there's a lot of people in the store, you're going to be standing in line. Let's say you want to pay cash you don't even want to use. Well, there are issues with that. I mean, yeah, you can pay cash, but the cost of gas now, and you want a full tank. You don't want to just hand them a 20 and say, oh, put $20 on here. You know, your tank might need $45, you know? So you're going to be handing them and carrying the cash in. It's 60, 70, 80, well, depending on your rig. You might actually be paying $120 for gasoline to fill it up all the way. But then you got to go back in to get the change. So there you go. You do what you want to do, but these are the pros and cons. I'm offering you options. If you use your card, you can take your card in and let them do it. That way you don't even have to worry about skimmers. Well, he's going fast. Oh. Yeah, he backed in so fast that he actually hit the pole that's keeping up the solar panels. I see it so much. I see it. I see all kinds of stuff out my window. I have a window to the world out here, right? You're just going to have to weigh it out and pick your battles, right? Yeah. And then as you're traveling, keep an eye on your bank balance. You've now paid. Now you're going to start pumping for gas. You need to be aware. Don't be on your phone. Now, I say that I do have my phone with me because I used it to tap, to do the touchless, right? Well, because I have that wonderful tactical pack, there's a side pocket. I always put it in there. When I go into the store, I have my phone. I don't carry it like this. It's in that little system there. Yeah, let me show you how big it is. I mean, look at, yeah, I've got a pocket here. I've got two little pockets here. And then I've got an inside. And then here, there's a pocket here that my wallet's right in there. But wait, there's more. When I have it on, see, this is a really nice, they're thicker, they're bigger. I mean, that's a clink. And I really have to push it. I really have to push it hard to get it off. But look right here. When it's on me, that clink, there's a pocket right there. There you go. So I don't have to be holding my phone. My hands are free. And if I wanted to, I could keep this open. I could have, in this little thing here, I could have some pepper spray. Yeah, somebody comes at me. Okay, so let me get my phone out of my pack here. Yes, so you need to stay alert. Get off your phone. Do not be on your phone. You need to be pumping, and you need to be watching. Okay, keep your valuables on you. I got mine on me. Oh, yeah. If you don't have a locked cap, go to Napa or O'Reilly and tell them the kind of car you have and that you want a locked cap. I have one, yeah. So you definitely have to have your keys with you because you need the key to unlock. You got to go to the bathroom. What are you going to do now? You got to go back into the store again if you paid inside there? Well, here is a rule of thumb on that. If it's really busy in there, maybe, yes, you can go in and use the restroom, but be careful. Sometimes people watch when you go in there if it's not big, and they'll follow you, or even if it is busy. Here's what I say. If you're a nomad, okay, you got the potty system in here. Use it. Maybe go in and wash your hands or whatever and then come back out if that's what you want to do. But you can also wash your hands in here, okay? I feel safer, and I know a lot of people, they prefer their potty system. They prefer their urine catcher. And if you got to go number 2, they like their own system. So I rarely go in and go to the bathroom in there unless I just really need to get out and walk or something, and there's enough people in the bathroom that I feel safe. If it's not busy, I wouldn't go in. Or if you feel somebody's watching you, or if you're have a travel partner, use the buddy system. Go together. Or what you can do is have somebody out watching the vehicles while you go in and take turns. So however you want to present that, but just be aware that just going into a truck stop or bathroom in a convenience store, whatever, isn't just like, oh, it's just routine. No big whoop. Yeah, no, be vigilant. Times they are changing, right? Hop in your vehicle and you're going to drive away until the next time you need gas. So, and what I would do is when you do get back into your vehicle, don't be so quick to leave. Check everything. Do you have do you want to set your music? Are you sick of the music you're listening to? Reset it. Check on our connections going on. And I'm going to do a video coming up on how I prepare to travel. And you think, well, who cares about that? I know what to do. No, there are things I want you to look out for because some of you are starting fresh. You haven't traveled long distances in years. So I'm going to show you how to do it and get yourself so that you can enjoy the ride and not have to think, oops, I forgot to set this. Oh, darn it. And now when's the next, do I have to exit again? So I've got that coming. So you watch every one of these in the series. Here are my final thoughts. Your gas stations are quick stops, but that's exactly why people get careless. Don't. Every single step you take, choosing your pump, locking your doors, staying alert, paying attention, and playing it smart. It all adds up to one thing: going in safe and driving away safe. So share this with anybody because this has to do with non-nomads as well as just nomads. And if this series is for you that are just getting started, but it's a good reminder for all of us, isn't it? Okay, so I will end this now. How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Lee Way, and my escapades. 8 years living in a minivan on the road, Van Life Chronicles. Those are really good books, and they're on Amazon along with all my other books. So I will see you tomorrow with some more safety tips. Please leave a comment, subscribe, give me a like, and share this. Got that? Okay, tomorrow it'll be fun. There'll be some more fun information. Mwah. I love you.